Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, now we're going to start about talking about the grammar in Unit 6. Okay, so the grammar in Unit 6 is relative pronouns. So please let's check the grammar first, and then we'll be doing some exercises. So relative pronouns. Okay, we're going to read these dictionary entries and we're going to answer the questions. Then we'll talk about the rules. So bank holiday. What's a bank holiday? It's a noun. It's an official holiday when all the banks and mobile shops and offices are closed. Customer. It's also a noun. A person who that buys products or services from a shop or business. High street. A road where there are many shops and businesses. Shop assistant. Someone whose job is to help customers in the shop. Stall. Small shop which has an open front and is often in the market, or that has an open front and is often in the market. So, which relative pronouns in bold, in negrita, refer to the following? A person. Which ones refer to a person? Please think and then answer. Yes, person. Who is for a person, yes. And that is for a person. Like in customer, a person. For things, what do we use? What relative pronouns do we use for things? Think for a minute. 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, you're right. Which is for things, and that is also for things. For place, what relative pronoun or personal pronoun do we use for places? Yes, word. How about possession? Whose. And how about time? Yes, when. So please check and review again the relative pronouns used for person, things, places, possessions, and time. And now we're going to go through the rules. If we go to the rules, we're going to check the rules for relative pronouns. Who and that, we use those for people, as we saw. An example can be trading is natural for people who have used the internet since they were children. Which and that for objects. The websites which help people exchange things. When, time. There was a time when people bartered things and products. Where, place. This is a party where people exchange clothes. Whose, possession. Algo que posees, algo que te pertenece a ti. A farmer whose roof needed fixing might give a worker a chicken. Or the house whose door is blue belongs to me. Yes? Let's check now for defining and non-defining relative clauses. 2 types of relative clauses, defining and non-defining. Defining relative clauses provide information that is essential. It is imprescindible la información. It is essential to understand the sentence. For example, we are reinventing things that we used to do in the village squares. Yes? Non-defining relative clauses. Information is not essential to understand the sentence. And the information comes using commas to separate the information. For example, we are reinventing pattern which we used to do in village squares. This information is not needed, okay? So, relative clauses defining la información es absolutamente necesaria, si no la frase no se entiende. Non-defining relatives, la información viene entre comas y no es imprescindible para entender el significado, okay? Let's go and do a couple of exercises now. Let's go back to our unit and do some exercises related to grammar. Yes, grammar. Let's go back to the grammar. Here we are for the grammar. So let's complete this exercise first. Okay, so click the correct relative pronoun. Fifth Avenue, eBay, Galerie Lafayette, Portobello Market, Harry Gordon Selfridge, and Christmas. So number 1 was an American which, what do you think, was given to a famous store in London. So whose in the famous store we'll see later. Is a department store who took Cousins open in Paris in 1905. We're talking about a department store. What's a department store? Is it a person? No, it's a thing, right? So that is a pronoun. Is a street in New York City which is famous for a shop. We're talking about a street. A street is a thing. So which is famous? A holiday. We're talking about a holiday. When or whose A holiday is not a person, nothing that can be possessed. So when. Has got stalls. Stalls. Which word? We're talking about a thing. Stalls. So where, but stalls are placed usually in places. So has got stalls where you can buy second things. And people. Talking about people. What do you have? Whose? So let's check now the different places. So number one. What's the president of the American? Yes, Harry Gordon. The name of the department store? Yes. The name of the street in New York? Yes. The name of a holiday where most body shops are closed? Yes. And the stalls? Yes, Portobello. And people who shop are on eBay? Yes. That's it. So let's go for another exercise on relative pronouns now. H&A, a new recycling trend. We're going to listen to this story and you're going to fill in the blanks, okay? So let's listen.
Page 80, exercise 2. Listen and check your answers.
H&M, a new recycling trend? In 1947, when H&M opened its first women's fashion store in Sweden, nobody knew this would become one of the most popular clothing stores ever. Today, H&M, whose clothing designers have included Stella McCartney and Versace, has shops all over the world. But H&M is not just interested in creating new fashions. Recently, the people who work at H&M have come up with a way to deal with old clothes too. Special recycling boxes are being put in all H&M shops. Customers can bring in old clothes, which can be any brand name, and these will be recycled and made into new clothes. But there's more! Customers who bring in a bag of old clothes will get a voucher for £5, which can be used for a purchase of over £30 in any H&M shop. One customer who had just brought in a bag of old clothes said, "It's great to have a place where you can bring your old clothes and get something for them too."
Yes, good job. Now, talking about defining and non-defining relative clauses. Yes, before we talked about defining and non-defining. So, pop-up shops. Pop-up shops, which have become very popular recently, can be found in some big cities. The pop-up shop rents a temporary space where it can sell its product. After using the space for a few days or weeks, it moves to another place. So, what do you think? Look at the relative clauses in bold and you have to tell me which one adds essential information, which is defining. Yes? Yes, that's right. And which one adds extra non-essential information? Yes, that's it. Which punctuation is used to separate the non-defining clauses? Yes, the comma. Okay, so we're finished with the grammar now. Okay, thanks very much. We're done by now with the story. So let's see if I can close this now. Let's see if I can close it. Yes, we're going to stop. We're going to